for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and today I am joined by the team over at Zooc. Zooc is a collaborative tool that supports asynchronous communication via text, voice, video, and screen recording for high context feedback. It is starting on AppSumo for $69 for a lifetime deal. Before we dive into the walkthrough, though, I just want to tell y'all a few quick things. As always, the first is that you can tell us a little bit about your use case, why you're interested in the tool over in the chat room. The second thing is that if you have any questions about the tool, the deal, how to get set up, leave those questions in the Q&A box down below this video. We will circle back to all of your questions at the end of the walkthrough. And then the last thing is that there will be a replay of this available. So if you need to step out, if you want to watch this again later, you totally can. It'll be available indefinitely on YouTube. All right. Hey, Emel, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. A little bit stressed out, but it's all right.
It's going to be great. I know launch week is a big week for everybody on AppSumo. Congratulations. We're excited to have you here.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited to see this walkthrough. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to you. And then whenever you're ready for those questions, you could just say, all right, we're ready for those questions. And I'll come back.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to take a little time and walk you guys through some concepts first, or the why part of it. Why did I come up with this idea? To be honest, I've been doing agency work for over 10 years, and I never got a kind of a tool that that would do the stuff that I'm willing to do here. Before actually doing the walkthrough, I'll quickly walk you through the pitch deck we have, which we use usually to explain some concepts, mostly to investors. But I hope I don't go through some confidential information here. But anyways, the main idea behind the entire Zooc concept is that we have scattered communication, scattered collaboration, and scattered content wherever you think, in an organization, in an office, in a team, even if you're a freelancer and you're working for a couple of clients. All of these three spaces are scattered. There are solutions out there in the market, but they are in silos. We want to bring them all together, and that's what Zooc is about. One concept you need to remember is Canvas, which I'll show it in the walkthrough in a second. And I'm going to close this tab so that it doesn't distract me. A canvas is a shell container for your content. And then you've got a communication going on in channels. And each channel could be a point on a canvas, could be a channel of itself, or could be on a workspace, or could be on a project. So there are a lot of terminologies. We have to go through them. Our crazy vision is sometimes in the future, when you start using it, you might stop using the other ones. I know it's so ambitious, but that's where we are dreaming. A couple of bugs here and there, they shouldn't actually worry you so much to refund your codes or leave a nasty comment on our deal page. It's an humble request. Please do not do that, because we have a very, very long and bumpy road ahead of us to get to this location. So let's go to the walkthrough, actually. So the very first thing you will see is when you sign up is a dashboard like this, where you see tiles. And each tile is a canvas. Therefore, you see a new canvas here. So you can create different types of canvases: a video, audio, PDF, image, text, whiteboard, and website. I'm going to go through all of them one by one. Hopefully nothing breaks, because this is a new app, and we still have a lot of work to make it perfect. So I'm going to start from the structure first. We have here the menu of, like, literally everywhere you can go from this menu. We have the list of workspaces here. I'm going to explain what's a workspace in a second. First, I want to explain the structure, or how the organizational structure of the app works. So if I go quickly here in the projects, then I can explain these structures. So we've got On the very top, which is in its very, very early stages, therefore you see organization 1, organization 2, 3, so on. It's a system-generated organization name. So when you sign up, you are given a name, a number, a serial number with an organization word with it. So you have got organization on the top. Then you have got projects, which you can create a new project like that. And then each project, you can see that when I click here, it changed here. So when I click here, it changes. So each project has multiple workspaces. And a workspace is just a place where a couple of people, maximum 5, 7 people, can work together. Imagine having a workspace for website redesign. This is just the design part of it. You can upload a logo, or you can pick a color, or even you can pick a color from a color picker. So now this workspace can have some people assigned to it. So you can invite people. These people that you see here are the people that you can actually invite from the users list. So imagine having an agency account, a AppSumo code account that will give you 60 users. That means that you can invite up to 60 users. You can copy paste a comma separated email list in here. And then that will send an invite to them. And then when they actually accept, and then they can see this list here, and then you can delete them. So there was a couple of questions about this, that whether we delete these users, this will free up or not. Yes, this does. And whether we can invite guest users or not. Yes, you can invite guest users, but probably in a couple of months when we release this feature. One thing I would like to request from all Sumolings is that, since this is a huge work for a small agency, a small team of self-finance people, it probably has a lot of bugs. And with the help of this lovely community, we can debug them and release them. So please do remember this, that you're not buying a software off the shelf that should and must work right away. You're buying something that should have like a very long-term growth. So I'm looking forward to all the support you can give us, especially being a little bit tolerant on facing some bugs and reporting it and letting us fixing it on time. Okay, so we have covered the projects. What's an organization project? By the way, projects can be white labeled, so you can change any project. And then I'm going to change this one so that we do not face a lot of color blindness. So like that, and then you see a preview here, and then you can also see it right over in the project that you have selected in that project. So I'm gonna go over here and oh damn, I can revert the color. Where do I have that color again? I think this was in white color. And this one, I'm gonna do some hacking to just pick that color. Here, I want to pick this color. What's the color code for that? Copy. You don't have to do this. I'm just reverting it back to its default color. And we have a feature in the backlog that shows, like that has a button here, reset colors or something. And then when you press that, and then it does just the same thing as I did right now, so that we see it in its original colors. Otherwise, you don't have to go into the DevTools and do whatever I did. Okay, so let's go on to a workspace. As I say, that workspace is somewhere you can invite some people, and then you have a dropdown here. In the dropdown, you can see there is workspace settings, very much similar to adding a new workspace. You can change the color of it and save it, and it changes the color or the logo and so on. So in the workspace members, you see the list of workspace members. I can see there is a bug right now, but I already requested, please be tolerant on this. So anyways, this is just a dialog showing you the list of the members of that specific workspace. When you want to leave a workspace, you can leave a workspace. By the way, it's worth mentioning that when you add a member, they see this specific workspace in their list. So if you're adding somebody from a different organization, then they will see this organization list here. In a workspace, you have workflow. So this is a customizable workflow. You can obviously delete the workspace from there, and then you can modify the workflow from here. You can either delete them all or edit them or add whatever workspace workflow step you want to add here. So each workflow step becomes a Kanban column on the Kanban view. There were some questions here as well that whether the Kanban view allows us to drag and drop cards. So if I go to this or whatever has some cards, I think it has some cards. So this one does not allow you right now to do drag and drop, but in future we are working on it. We have a backlog. We are working right now on producing a very detailed roadmap. Johannes and I spent several hours this weekend and today to produce this backlog, and then we'll transparently release our backlog with some tentative deadlines, or at least to the month level tentative, that when something will be in place. So we've got all these cards, as I mentioned. You can create tags for each workspace. These tags could be whatever information you can filter later on to categorize your conversations, basically. So I want to know what tasks or conversations are front-end related, what tasks and conversations are back-end related, dark old back-end, and whatever conversations are design related, so purple. Now, whatever canvas I select, let's go and create a canvas. For example, I'm creating a text canvas, one of the lovely canvases I like, because here I can type anything. I usually actually in another account manage my tasks here. I can write down everything like a Jira ticket in this one, and then I can literally write the task definitions here. To some extent, like I think it's 1 MB limit. It's the limit of the database we have. It's a technical limit. We will increase that very soon. I can also paste something like an image, an actual image, a screenshot or something. So that's also possible. And I can literally, oh, what happened to my mouse cursor? Where's my mouse? So here I can literally do, something is wrong technically in my computer. I cannot see my mouse. Obviously, it's not about Zooc. It's a general issue. So I'm gonna quickly close my browser. Oh, now I got my mouse pointer back. So you can give a title here. For example, change the color of blah, blah. And then you can edit that. You can add some tags to this canvas. I'm gonna add, it's a front-end tag. So I'm gonna just keep it like that. If I have more tags, I can also add more tags. If you want to have an owner to a canvas, you can add members here like this. And then you can have those members listed down here. And if they have avatar images, then it looks nice. So I was lazy to change my avatar image, therefore I don't see that right now there. So you can see those here and that there. There is the title of the canvas and the timestamp. When you mouse over, you can see exact timestamp. And there's something, what I like about is this number of conversations you have there. And also this auto number so that you can use that for your other integrations or referencing purposes. So if I have this canvas, I can add comments here. If I add a comment and I say, whatever. And this is actually a channel, if you remember that channel idea I was explaining here. So I have created a canvas that occupies a content. Right now I'm having just one text content, but imagine having PDF files, videos, and so on. We'll get into that content a little bit later. And then now I'm creating a channel. So I can create multiple channels or multiple threads. And this is a bi-directional chat window. So all my colleagues who have access to this workspace can see this canvas, can open this canvas and then have a conversation with me. If they have a point about this specific task, they can add a comment and they can discuss something. And this chat window is pretty cool. It is like everywhere. As I have shown here, we have these channels and then we have canvases, and it changes its form. So you might have noticed that we have the same chat window here, the same chat window inside a canvas, like this list of comments, and then when you click it, the list of the conversation inside that chat window. It has some nice features like recording your voice, recording your video from your webcam, and you recording your screen or sharing a file. So I'm gonna give it a try. I hope nothing breaks, but hopefully nothing breaks. So this is how you can send a voice clip to somebody about this specific topic you're talking about. Or you can pause and then think about something, and then when you know, okay, I'm gonna follow the conversation in this direction, and then you can click it again, and then continue the conversation. And then when you're done with this, and then you can just send it, and then it sends an MP3 recorded file, which can be played literally anywhere, even in the mobile devices. And even you can record these voice clips from your mobile devices. But those are not yet deployed. It's under testing. We'll deploy the mobile version very soon, hopefully in a couple of weeks or latest a month. So I can play it. I'm hearing it in my headsets. The moment of truth, our live server was having some trouble. I debugged it like literally 2 minutes before the session started. So I'm gonna click it, but if it didn't work out, please be patient. We know how to fix it. So this is how you can send a video clip. Hey, it works. So this is how you can send like a personalized video clip to this specific channel again, and then to this specific topic we're right now talking about. And then you click it, and then you send it, and then it's immediately sent. So this is one crucial part you need to know, is that whatever live video saving we do, it's done live. So even if you spend like those 10 minutes limit of screen recording in each of these clips, it's immediately shareable, just like Loom does, but probably in early stages. So right now this is playable on my side. I can play it in big thing, and you can see there is a message written here. This video is being processed. This usually takes like at least a minute or two. It's a process called transcoding, and it needs to go through, like, it produces multiple versions of this video so that it can be displayed in a mobile phone, in a tablet, and in different kinds of laptops and browsers and so on. So that's the processing time, and it takes like 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, we have covered that. The screen share recording is the same thing. So you can select a specific window or a specific Chrome tab or the entire screen, and share, and then start recording. And then it does the same thing. You can see that the preview of the screen is here. You can go to the other pages and record that, and so on. But please pay attention that this screen recording feature is right now, or also video recording feature is right now not available in Safari. So we're working hard to put these features also on Safari, and also release a cross-browser compatibility metrics, where you can see whatever, like on the column or in the row, like a cross tab of features and browsers, so that you can see what's working where in which browser. So that should be somewhere in a couple of weeks as well. Okay, so you can play this video and then you can see it in big, or you can send it for to the conversation part. Okay, so I've covered this. This is the list of all the custom-made workflow processes. So I'm gonna click this and put it into in progress, for example, and you'll see now we have one in progress, which is this one. And those conversations I was talking about is interesting. When I have these two conversations and I want to resolve them, if I go and resolve them and then say yes, then you can see that if I go back, I don't see them here, and neither I see the number here. So you can pay attention here. Now I have one open conversation. And if I go over here, I'll see only one, but I can also see show all, and then I see the resolved ones as gray. So think about this as a conversation, like Canvas is a conversation, and then you have these bullet points. Whenever you're done with one bullet point, and then you go over there, you click on resolve, and then you click on yes, then that's an indication, this 0 is an indication that this conversation is now resolved. And then if you want to complete it, then you just go over there and then complete it like this. And then it's moved to the complete one. And if you want to just clean it, you can go over there and click on archive. This should just archive it, and then you don't see it in the workflow, and then you can see it in the archived version. And then you can restore it from the archive as well by just going there and then saying restore, and then yes. And it puts it back wherever it picked it from. So it was incomplete, it will put it back in completed version. So if you have these tags, I'm going to go put it back in open because I want to show you how the tags work. This was a Canvas, we had tags and people as well. So I'm going to see if we have any other. No, we can do the magic here as well. So when you go to the filter, you see the list of all the users who are invited. If you have more users invited here, you'll see those users here. You can select whoever owns those canvases. It can be confusing that these people have access to the canvas. That's not true. It's that who owns these canvases. It's just like the way Jira, for example, does with the assign to column. You assign it to a person, and then, for example, if you're doing a daily, then you can pick the filter of that, and then you can see that. The filter for Kanban is not yet there. You can see it's empty, but we'll put it very much soon. And then you can filter it by one user, and then you can see all the tickets of that user or canvases of that user across the Kanban view. And you can also add a new canvas from the Kanban view as well. That's also in progress. Okay, and also about the tags. So we know we did front end, it's there, no back end, no design, so it's not there. It does the filtering part as well. Whatever notifications you get, you'll get it here, and then you can click on that, and it takes you either to a canvas or it asks you for a confirmation of something. For example, somebody invited you, you get it in this notification area, and so on. There's a lot of work that we are going to do on this notification bar as well. So stay tuned. There will be some updates coming from the notification area as well. Okay. You can delete each of them individually. You can clear them out. Obviously, self-explanatory. Now I think it's a good time to go through each of these canvases and hopefully, if nothing breaks, see them in action. So I'm going to start from video. This is most probably one of the very common use cases you can imagine. You can record either your screen, your microphone, or all three of them together. Our Chrome extension, we have a Chrome extension actually. I will go through the Chrome extension features in a second, but when you record your screen, it's unlike the other screen recording tools which require you to have the Chrome extension installed. with this, you can just do the screen recording without having the Chrome extension installed. The only drawback is that when you go to another window, then you don't see your floating head here. That feature is also in the backlog. You'll see it in the roadmap. We'll add it anytime soon. So when you start recording, you can have your screen recorded and as well your webcam. Maybe you do your greeting and so on, and then you go on and explain something on a slide or on the app and so on. And then when you're done, come back to this tab and press stop recording. This will stop the screen recording and the video recording, and it will be available immediately for you to play it out. But for the actual receiver, to whomever you send this URL or copy the URL from here, it will be available in a couple of minutes when you see this video is being processed, gone. When this is not there anymore, then they can see the video transcoded, fully functional, and also a timeline will appear in this location. Right now, I don't see that timeline, so therefore I'm gonna give it some time and go back and show you something cool about the video collaboration. So if you have a video which is hosted somewhere, I'm gonna go to AppSumo and pick this video about AppSumo. I'm gonna copy video URL and come over here, paste it here by URL. By the way, you can also upload a video you want to. And then I'm gonna just add it here so that I can show you all the functionalities that you can literally do on our screen recording as well. But the user experience there is a little bit in its early stages, and I'll show you what are the caveats and how you can use that until we fix those small bugs. So you can see it's a 2-minute 58-second video. I can play it from anywhere I want. And then I can manage the volume, definitely. It has some extra tools, like you can see here, a navigation of 1 second or 10 seconds back and forth. The reason is because if you have, for example, something you want to just show 1 second extra, it's much better to do that kind of a navigation. So if, let's say, I have a question or something to discuss here, I can go over here and then click on add. You can see what happened is I got my avatar added here, and then that channel or that concept of having these channels and then points has appeared in this location as well. And then I can have a conversation about that specific second. And you can also see my mouse pointer is right now selected in the drawing mode. So that means I can literally show something here with that or with arrows and so on, and explain something about that point. And then if I keep playing, and then I can watch the rest of the video. I'm gonna just make it a little bit faster. Maybe I have a comment in this location, and then I add another comment. I give it some description, or maybe record my voice video and blah, blah. You know the rest of the way out how these chat windows operate. And then I can literally do these arrows and so on in here as well. A big disclaimer here about our drawing tool. It's in its early stages. Therefore, you see the Whiteboard, which is actually the mother of all these drawings, underneath beta, and as well website, which I'll come in a second. When I show website, I'll show you why it's in beta. About the drawing, it's in beta because you can, for example, I right now go to this specific second of the video, and I see these drawings I did. So for example, these are small bugs, like it goes out of sync, but if you click on it, then it comes back to sync exactly to where you had. And fixing these bugs are not like rocket science, but it takes a little bit of time and energy so that we can do that when we have the time. So some limitations about these drawings. You can't delete them, you can't drag them, you can resize them, and those are all the features we are going to brain. Actually, we're replacing the entire drawing module of the system with another open source technology that has all of these drawing features. It's a very ambitious open source project, also from Berlin, which we believe would make a big difference when we bring that kind of annotation into our system. And when we start blogging about Zooc, we'll definitely let you guys know about that drawing tool we're bringing in. It's a very active open source project that literally every hour you get a new commit pushed. This information was for the developers. Okay, that being said, let's go and quickly have a look at our audio recording. So the audio recording is just like video recording, but in this case, you're just recording an audio clip. And when you're, the good use case for this audio clip could be a brainstorming session. You have something to say about, let's say, a new campaign on targeting a specific persona on Facebook, for example. And then you explain as a leader or like as a marketing manager, and then you discuss it with somebody in an asynchronous mode. You let it record, and then when the recording is done, and then you send it over, add those people whom you want to talk to, and then they get notified on their Slack, and then they can play it whenever they have time. And then when they're done with this playing part, and then they can, like for example, in here, I have something to say. I will stop it there, and I being the other person, so you know what I'm talking about. And then I can literally collaborate about that specific second when you say something. So imagine having one big thread of voice clip being this one, and then you can reply back in voice. So it's very nice when you think about how these asynchronous conversations can form. Like the future of communication is going more asynchronous, no doubt about that. But how granular you can go is something that one needs to know. There's gonna be one Slack of this kind of a communication. Like for example, Slack. I met the I don't know, the product head, I guess, of Slack in a conference in Berlin, and I asked them, why do you not have a subthread on a subthread of Slack? Because usually I have a subthread, I love that feature, but when I want to discuss something about that subthread message, then it's not as easy as like putting a greater than sign and then pasting it, and then it's not as intuitive. And then they said, oh, we did a lot of research and that complicates our product, and we didn't put it in Slack. So a subthread of a subthread is something that they don't want to put. And therefore, this level of asynchronous, and then like how deep you can go in an asynchronous communication, like this is only one level, like inspired by Slack. Therefore, we are like super involved in the psychology or our user experience of that as well, not only how you can asynchronously have a communication with people. What else can I show you? From audio, obviously, you can upload it by URL. You can upload it from your computer. Okay, then you have got a PDF file. Before going to PDF, I'm going to show you image, and I'm going to show you something that mostly you can use by this feature. Let's say I have something to say about this page, or let's go on Zooc, maybe take an actual example. So let's say I have something to say about this entire page. If you're using a Mac, you can press Control-Shift-Command-4, and then press a space bar and click on this window. What it did is it took the screenshot of the entire page and then pasted it into your clipboard. Sorry for those who already knew this, but this information was for those who didn't know it. This is nothing about Zooc. This is a Mac feature. And then I come here, and then I can literally paste it on this dashboard. So you can paste a screenshot on the dashboard, and then it will create a type of a canvas that's called image, which you can create from here. Maybe we have to swap these two locations. I think so. And then when you open this, it's a normal screenshot that you could take anywhere, but it has everything that you saw before. It has that top bar and it has this channel feature. You can click anywhere you want and it opens a thread. This is a little bit different. You saw these dots on the timeline in a video, but in a screenshot, you see it like this. So you point, click, and then type something. So point, click, type something. And then these discussions can again be a voice clip and so on and so forth, like video and screen sharing. And obviously you can do your drawings and annotations and so on. Another limitation about the drawing is that when you open this canvas again, this is one of the library limitations we have. You won't see the drawings. If you want to see the drawings, you have to click on one of them. Then you see these drawings. Because there are two modes, actually. It's a drawing mode or in a mode of adding a point. So when you want to add a point, you have to click on add. When you want to draw, you have to do the drawing. So when you want to add a comment, you can see the drawing and then you can do the drawing as well. So that's a limitation we already have, and we had methods. And with bringing that other library I was talking about earlier, the open source project from Berlin, that will resolve this problem as well. Okay, now going to the PDF. Fingers crossed, this is also a service that could be broken. You can literally browse, put a PDF, and then upload a PDF file. For the sake of privacy, I'm not clicking on the browse button. Otherwise, it can happen that one of my files in my computer is private and then it will be recorded. So I'm going to just leave it to you guys. What it does is actually it creates an image of that PDF and it uploads it underneath the thing. So just something like this, but underneath this, it's not a screenshot. It's your PDF file. Again, apologies for not being ready for browsing it, but if I click the browse, maybe we ruin this recording, so I'm not going to do that. A few notes here about the upload procedure or by URL, both of them. It reduces the quality of the PDF. And also it is not very interactive with long PDF files like 100-page or 50 pages long slideshows. So a good example of this could be that you take, you have a Google Docs or Microsoft PowerPoint, you export this, all your slides into, I never did this before, so where can I do? Yeah, download as PDF. And then you create the PDF file of these slides, and then you load them in Zooc with this upload feature. And then you can literally comment anywhere on any slide of this PDF doc. I mean, PDF version of this Google Doc. Okay, we've got image. I already covered that. So the same paste that you could do there, you can also do it here from Clipboard, or you can upload it from your computer if it's a big image of 10 MB, very high resolution and so on. Or you can do it by URL. A few updates here. We have in the backlog features of zooming in and zooming out big images. So that's not there. Whenever you open an image, it fits with the width of the window. But in future, you can actually zoom in and zoom out like this. I'm right now doing it with pinching on the keypad on my MacBook. But actually, that's also possible to do it with a few tools here, like you can do in Figma or InVision and other tools like that. So that's just future expansion that we can go, because the reason we called it Canvas or the term Canvas is that we want to grow in the direction where you have like a canvas where you can zoom in somewhere and then have a collaboration about some part of your conversation, then zoom in somewhere else and then do another work and so on. So the philosophy of Canvas comes from there. And that feature of zoom in and zoom out will be there in the future. No idea when, so I can tell you when it will be there. Then text I already explained. For educational purposes, it's worth mentioning that it has a Catix integration. If you don't know what's Catix, it's like LaTeX. If you don't know LaTeX, just Google it. It's for mathematical formula. So for example, if you want to draw this, just copy this code. You need to know Catix in order to operate this. And then you get that kind of a thing in your canvas. That could be used for discussing different mathematical formulas in a school, for example. Or the video commenting feature could be used by code schools or actual primary schools and high schools to discuss different mathematics, physics, and so on, lectures like that, and then having all those drawings on the top of a specific scene of a video. And that could be a good application of this feature. A whiteboard. This is one of the features that we are going to work on so much in the coming months. As I said, we'll replace it with an open source project from Berlin that does only whiteboards, and we have checked it technically. It can be integrated in our system entirely, so that whatever you see here on the whiteboard can be changed with whatever controls that open source project has. So you get like a very rich whiteboard in Zooc, which you can use for brainstorming, for schools and everything. And also, we have checked it only with an iPhone and an iPad, the project I'm talking about, and they are compatible there. Ours is not. For example, the only thing you can do in our project whiteboard is that you can draw something. If you want to draw a square on an iPad using Zooc, it will move the entire screen. So that's a bug, we know about it. And the reason we don't fix it right now is because we are gonna throw away the entire whiteboard engine of Zooc and put back the Berlin-based project. That is going to change the way whiteboards work, and then it will be elevated from beta version to an actual feature. Okay, what I like about Whiteboard, which we use, obviously we can't have all those features in a whiteboard that we provide. We like, let's say, if I have something here and I've discussed something, some concept, very complex concept, then the feature I like about it is that I can add a comment and then I click near to that concept and then record my voice. So this is usually what I do with my developers, that I explain something and then with that drawing, I record my voice and explain it further. And then later on, they can listen to this voice clip and then hear it back. Okay, so that being said, I'm gonna move to the white website. So this can be a live website. I'm gonna give an example of appsumo.com. You can load a website on Zooc, and it will allow you to point and click anywhere, just like a screenshot, but on a live website. So this is a live website of AppSumo. If I click here, I get an open chat thread open here. And then if I can scroll here and I click here, I have another chat window there. Now I've got two of these. And then I can click here, it scrolls there and then focuses on that. If I click here, it scrolls there and focuses on that comment. Some limitations here are, for example, some websites cannot be open. It will give you a kind of a CSS glitch. The design is not as it is on a new tab of your browser. But those are the stuff that we are figuring out and fixing. So please, if you see something, a design glitch, then let us know so that we can fix it. So for example, if you can see here, I might not be able to put a comment here. So that's one of those bugs I'm talking about. But for those kind of stuff, then a screenshot is your best friend. You take a screenshot on your actual website, for example, on that mouse over thing, not there. and even not there. So if I want to now collaborate about that feature that was opening from here, oh, maybe it's because I'm logged in with my AppSumo account, therefore it's showing me a different user experience. I'm gonna just see if that little recommendation thing is, yeah, here. So if I want to show something here, I'm gonna take a screenshot from this and then come over here. Again, the same thing, just paste it here, or you have to click somewhere here. This is also one of the non-bugs, and then paste it, and then it will copy. Oh, yeah, I also had focus here in the general chat. I pasted it also there. So, and then you can collaborate about that point somewhere like that. So, since we're not a feedback tool, we cannot be compared like with feedback tools in the market, where they are very good in this kind of a thing. Like, for example, no examples. Okay, what else do we have? But basically, how we position ourselves is that we are not a feedback tool; we are a collaboration tool. It's a tool where you chat with people in your office, not something that you finish a product and then now you send it over and then you get a round of a feedback and then you see them side by side, for example. Although we have some inspirations of side by side and versioning our canvases, but that's not something we are positioning ourselves. We're not a feedback tool, we are a collaboration tool. Actually, it started as a feedback tool, and our previous name was feedbackero.io, but now I'm not sure even if it still exists. No, it doesn't exist. So no, I have a typo. So we're no more calling ourselves Feedback Hero, and we're no more focusing towards feedback. So if you go to feedbackhero.com and see the way we were, it was a totally different app. And I'm not sure if it still works, like with the sign up procedure, but with just by looking at here, it was a totally different app. But as we diverted from being a feedback tool and converged into being a collaboration tool, therefore comparing us, like as I saw some similinks comparing us with a few of the other deals or a few of the other tools out there in the market. It's not a good comparison because we are focusing somewhere else. So with this lifetime deal, you're not buying something what is there right now, and you can compare it with. It's not an apple-to-apple comparison. So therefore, what and where we are going is totally different. So therefore, I would say, please chat with us. I'm keen. I'm answering these chat messages a couple of hours a day myself. And if you want to talk to me, just ask whoever is chatting with you. They can connect you with me, and then I can jump on a call with you and discuss the future of Zooc, how it's going to evolve. Okay, that being said, we're pretty much going in a good direction, almost done. You can upload your picture, update some personal information. You can see your quota here. As I already explained this, AppSumo code, pretty much obvious. You can load your AppSumo codes here. Integrations. Okay, this is gonna take a little bit time. I'm gonna be fast here because we are running out of time and I would like to give you guys some time for Q&A. So we have got a Chrome extension which you can use to create one of those canvases that we saw right away from any page, from any canvas. So it jumps over and then opens that dialog. Or you can do, let's say, I'm gonna maybe not Zooc as a appsumo.com. You're going to take a full page screenshot of this page, this website. You can do that with full page screenshot as well, and as well with specific page with a selected area page screenshot. So if you don't know how to take a screenshot, you can take it with this, and then it creates a canvas on the fly. I'm gonna also quickly show you how the full page screenshot works. It takes the entire page of the screenshot and then it loads it in a new tab. It's a little bit slow process because it takes a very huge image and then it uploads it on our server. So please be patient here, maybe 20, 30 seconds. But then again, it creates just like a canvas. You can see here, it creates a canvas where you can point and click, and then you can do the same thing as you did. Oh, it was an old one. Yeah, maybe because I canceled it because therefore process wasn't not finished. Things that will come in our Chrome extension. Yeah, notification is nothing so complicated. It's like, for example, you're on another page, you get a notification, you quickly check your notifications, and then you can jump over there. Things that will come in our Chrome extension is that you can have those floating airs, like your webcam, and things like a few others that I can't remember right now. One thing I would like to show you is that this is not private, this is a public information, is a very good use case of Zooc. You can comment anywhere on any web application where you see a comment box. So I have a comment box here, I can right click, and then you see there is a feature called Send Smart Comments. And then when you click Send Smart Comments, then you can see exactly the same feature of recording your voice, video, and screen. And then you do this, and then the entire screen is captured, and then you can leave a multimedia comment on the page wherever you hosted it from. So you can see it as docs.google.com. It's not Zooc, but it is loaded inside Google Docs. And then if you click it, stop it, send it, maybe you can copy this URL as well, and then done. In this case, right now you can't click on comment, just click it inside and then you can click comments. There's small things that we can't influence because it's Google Docs. That's how Google Docs work. So click and then you can literally play it from there. Right now you don't see it, but in a minute when this video transcoding, this processing is done, then you'll see this in real time, and then you can play it, and then you can go in full screen. You play that, whether it's a screen recording or your webcam or even a voice clip. So I'm going to give an example of voice clip here. So I'm going to just create a voice clip, and then voice clips are uploaded immediately, so you can see it and play it immediately. So now I've got the voice clip, and then I can see the voice clip and play it right there. Then if you click on this link, it will open that canvas right away inside the, what do you call it, inside the Zooc environment. And then you can have that conversation. Now imagine having this feature available anywhere on the web. You can leave multimedia comments on GitHub, on InVision, on Figma, on Google Slides, anywhere you can imagine. So if I have some comments here, I can go and leave comments, and then I have the same experience of leaving these voice, video, and screen recorded clips on any Google Doc or any area we have. So meanwhile, let me check if this video processing is done. Just refreshing to see it. The reason I see not that link, but I see a video is because I have the Chrome extension installed. This might be a question that, hey, what if I have my receiver do not have that Chrome extension installed? Then what happens? They will just see that link, the link that we saw just before refreshing. And then when they click that link, then that canvas will be opened in a new tab like this. And then they can literally play the video and then collaborate with you. Okay, so let's go on to the rest of the integrations. I'll be very quick. I'll describe it because I've got 2 minutes left. We have a Slack app. Again, privacy issues. I can't open my Slack to demo it. But by installing the Slack app, you can literally, maybe a privacy issue, because you don't need to know in which Slack channels I am. So when you click on this, it will open you a Slack page where you can add and install it. In a couple of weeks, we will have, or maybe a month, we'll have our help articles updated, where you will see a video of literally any installation, like how to install a Slack app and how to install with screencasts, and I'll do that. So with this, you can send voice, video, and screen recording inside Slack, especially when you're on the go. When you're on the go, you can pull your your iPhone from your pocket and send a voice clip to your colleagues, and it will be created as a voice clip on Zooc, so that your colleagues, if they have Zooc access, they can collaborate with you on Zooc. So you send a voice clip in Slack, but then they can parallelly collaborate on any minute of that Zooc voice canvas or Zooc audio canvas. Slack webhook is for notification purposes, nothing else. You can click, in a few clicks, you can connect your Slack with your Zooc, so that whenever you get a new message, you get notified in your Slack. Your Jira, any single canvas can be exported to Jira or Trello, and the rest of them are in progress. We'll put them as and when they are finished. So how do you export a canvas to Trello? Very simple. You click here. You have to connect it. There are a few steps you need to follow. Again, the help docs will be updated, and then you can follow it there. So that being said, I'm done with all my presentation, and thank you so much for your attention, and looking forward to talking to you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that fantastic walkthrough, for being so thorough. Sumolings, if you have any questions, now is your time to shine. As probably was predicted, we've got some questions about the roadmap. So I'm going to go ahead and hit you with what they're wondering about.
Okay.
Do you have a vision to make the canvas to be media feedback enabled? Will there be guest access without having to sign up? Curious about CNAMEs and comparing 2 different versions of media side by side.
Okay, those all questions are stuff that I, during this 1 hour long walkthrough, cover that, but I'm gonna explain it again, and you'll definitely see it in that roadmap I was promising. Yeah. We will have all of these following. Maybe you can paste it here in the chat so I can see it, and then
sure,
answer it one by one.
Yeah.
So starting from the side by side, I think this is something a good feedback tool should have, but we have it in the backlog. It's a low priority ticket. The reason we don't want to put it immediately in the next couple of weeks is that we haven't had a lot of users asking for this. About the white label CNAME or SMTP configurations, we don't have, again, a lot of users from our. You need to understand one thing. We have 2 types of users. We have Sumolings, lovely Sumolings, we love them all, and we have got users who pay us on monthly basis. So I'm not differentiating. I'm not putting people in buckets, but we need to see who are paying the bills, and we need to calibrate this and put the requests in an order where we see which makes mostly the pragmatic sense. We're a self-financed startup, and we are paying from helping other startups with their software. We have a small agency in Berlin, and we're kind of bootstrapping. So therefore, I cannot promise when we will put CNAMEs and putting like everything that Sumolings need and not the rest of the world. But I'm gonna put a balance between the needs of both Sumolings and the other world. Guest access, that's absolutely a high priority task, not only for Sumolings, but also for any agency that would use this software. So good news, it's gonna come very soon.
Yay. And those, yeah, those are regularly requested features from Sumolings. I'm not surprised to see them on the list, and I'm sure you've seen them many a times in
Yes.
on the deal page. And those are all the questions that we have for right now. And all of the questions that I had prepared, you were able to knock out while we did the walkthrough. So great. Kudos to an excellent walkthrough. Sumolings, if you have not already, you can redeem your codes at appsumo.com/Zooc. It's starting at $69 for a lifetime deal. And once you are playing around with it, let us know how it works. We love to get your reviews on the deal page. We love to read it. And then, of course, if you have any more questions, you can always leave those on the deal page as well. Thank you so much for taking us through this and hanging out with us today. Do you have something
Thank you.
Want to say?
Just one final thing. Yeah.
Go for it.
One thing I would like to say to from the deep of my heart to all Simulings is that let's be partners. I mean, don't invest on what is, invest on what it will be in the future. Just so that we personally connect. My name is Emil Zayer. I'm a software developer for over 17, 18 years now. I'm an entrepreneur for like 10 years. So I'm not so much business guy. Like I know how to make money by helping other people with their software, but I'm not like a business shark, as somebody wrote in the comments in the questions. So therefore, like help a fellow solopreneur. Now Jonas is with me from a couple of months. A small startup that wants to make a dent in the universe. So help us out.
I love that. And Sumolings, y'all know that you're great with the feedback and also taking a chance on a product and sticking through with it. And yeah, I'm excited to see how y'all evolve and how Sumolings use your software and enjoy it for years to come in all of its many ways and the ways that it expands. Yay, exciting.
Thank you so
much.
Thanks all.
And yeah, thank you Sumolings for doing what y'all do. And yeah, let us know in the feedback how it's working for y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Have a good one.
Bye.